Hey everyone, it's Kunda here with a not all that profound message, but I'm gonna give it anyway. These governments that assert the rule over us do not give a fuck about us. They really don't. Scotian governments, Canadian governments, most other levels, you might be lucky and find an individual that either does or is really good at acting like they give a shit. But they actually don't give a fuck about us. What they give a fuck about are the people that are willing to help them get what their agenda points are passed through. That's all they care about. The people that are willing to help them get what they want done, done. And I'm not going to talk too much about this. I'm going to share some videos from my very respected friend Darren. I respect him fucking tons, and I hope he doesn't mind me putting these clips of him in this video because he is way more articulate than I am. He shows the evidence and paints the picture, and if I don't put this out, this stuff might not make it to YouTube. So watch this, comment below, reach out to the politicians. If you're in Nova Scotia, reach out to the Conservative politicians, the NDP ones. The Liberals have demonstrated they don't give a fuck. They are literally in Parliament right now just being so dismissive and manipulative to the entire process. Like, if people were paying attention, they would be furious. But yeah, check this out. Thanks for your time. And yeah, have a good rest of your night.
Everybody, I'm just going to do a quick video here on the Minister of Fisheries and Oceans and how she treats the Mi'kmaq and how she treats the commercial fisheries. So I wasn't going to do any of this stuff, but I was cooled off enough. It took me a day. I want to show you in writing how they treat us both. And I hope there's some media watch this. And if you have any media contacts that aren't on my wall or are, send this to them. So this is a big story. People just haven't realized how big it is yet. So I just got done watching the minister on the House Committee or whatever it was called tonight, go on about how much good work she's doing, how much respect she has for the commercial fishermen, how much respect she has for the Mi'kmaq, just a bunch of horse shit. So I'm going to show you how she really does business. Now, not just goddamn TV stuff. I'll show you how she really works. So today, this just came out. Sorry, I just printed it off. It cut top off. This is from the KMKNO Mi'kmaq Rights Initiative, which is the lawyers for 10 of the chiefs. So this is a press release I posted on my wall earlier, but I want to explain it to you. Chiefs frustrated with the decision made on the Avon River. Now remember, this is a sovereign government. So this is a media release from the Mi'kmaq government within region 10 chiefs. So it says, while discussions on the Avon River were making positive strides at the Mi'kmaq Nova Scotia Canada consultation table, which is the room where Aboriginal Affairs, DFO, Transportation, Nova Scotia Transportation, Nova Scotia Agriculture, chiefs and lawyers and their consultants all sit. And they do, they hash stuff out. So anyways, they received a notice without explanation from the Department of Fisheries and Oceans that a ministerial order the DFO developed to address concerns on the Avon River is no longer being issued. So when it says DFO developed, it means the department developed. So there's 15,000 employees in the department. There's CMP, which is your conservation protection. There's your science department. There's FPP, Fisheries Protection Program. There's DFO management. There's a whole bunch of departments and silos in DFO. But as one great big machine, I think there's around 15,000 employees. So they made an order, and they just got a notice that order was now not being issued. So the order was done through consultation and through the entire department, and then the chief just got a notice that it wasn't going to be issued. So this ministerial order was to be implemented weeks ago. So in fact, I believe it's supposed to be implemented 4 weeks ago in 2 days. Or 4 weeks ago today, actually. 4 weeks ago today. But it never happened. So they finally just got the notice that it wasn't going to happen right now. So weeks ago, instead of now being considered not guaranteed for next spring. So what that means is they're just prolonging shit, and so when they say it's being considered and not guaranteed, so you have the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, all the technical staff, the scientists, the management, everybody drafted an order. The minister doesn't draft it. She doesn't have a clue how to draft anything like that. She's a politician, right? She's just a figurehead, but she has ultimate power. Anyways, and she blocked her entire department's decision. This is what it says right here in different words, but that's what it means. So then they want an explanation. So they're saying next line, say we want an explanation. So then the next part is it's been clear that free-flowing fish passage has been required for the month at the mouth of the Avon River. There is clear evidence. So here's the part for all the hecklers. So the science in that consultation and DFO, the entire department, and the chiefs have now clear evidence that the current causeway is not allowing fish to complete their life cycles. That's what it says by the lawyers. That's what it says by science. So all the people in there says whatever they want to say. Well, here it is in black and white. And that means it's infringing the right. And that means it's reducing the productivity of the ecosystem. So in efforts to address this, last month DFO brought a draft MO to the consultation table. So the Department of Fisheries and Oceans brought a draft MO to the consultation tables with the chiefs for discussion, and all parties agreed. They agreed, everybody agreed, that the MO would make a positive changes to the alarming situation on the Avon River. The draft MO directly spoke to the concerns on the protection of fish and the improvements necessary to fish passage for the critically endangered inner bay of Funny salmon. So that salmon is protected, just like a panda bear is protected, or just like a polar bear is protected, or just like martin's protected, or any other cute and cuddly looking thing you want to make a stuffed animal out of. That salmon is supposedly protected under federal law under the SARA Act. And the minister, as you can tell up here, blocked that alongside Mr. Porter in Windsor, Cody Blois from King's Hands, and the Minister of Agriculture, Keith Caldwell. They all sat down and said, well, we don't care about the laws of Canada. We don't care about consultation. We don't care that our entire department made a decision. We're going to overturn it because we're just the cheese, I guess. They're just the big dogs. And in all honesty, what would you call that? If you have the department, 15,000 employees, to make a decision, and you have the chiefs that agreed to that decision, you've addressed the science, the science clearly shows there's a problem, they come to a decision, and then 4 or 5 politicians step in and block it. And one only has the power, which is the Minister of Fisheries and Oceans, which is on there tonight, speaking about how fucking amazing she is, and how amazing the Liberal Party is, and how they care about the right, and how they care about the commercial fishery, and how they care about the fish, the conservation. Well, here it is, right in black and white, issued today. They don't give 2 shits unless, it must be, I don't even know, they don't care. Here it is right here. So anyways, our primary concern, this is from the chiefs, has always been that the current operations of the existing gated structure is impeding fish passage, said Chief Gerald Toney. Now, Chief Gerald Toney is an amazing man. His father just passed last week, and he's going through a rough time, so it's just my condolences to Chief Jerry. Fisheries lead of the Assembly, so he's now the fisheries lead of the Assembly of Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Chiefs, which is the mainland chiefs. We need these concerns to be rectified immediately, he says, and we're hopeful that this would result be the result of a ministerial order, which is what he was told. So the department never gets these ministerial orders overturned because the department does their homework, they go to their lawyers, they make sure everything's done properly, they go to their science, they go to CMP, They go to management, they double check, recheck, double check, then go back to the lawyers, and they do everything right. That's how it's supposed to be done. So therefore, they were pretty confident to say that this thing would be going through until the politics got involved and said, screw the rate, screw the fish, screw the Species of Risk Act, and screw the fishermen. So that's just the way it works. We want a canoe or something. So anyways, yeah, so that's how they feel about the Mi'kmaq right there. They have given them no goddamn respect whatsoever. So this is what I get for respect. I showed you this letter last night. So when they put this order, now they put forward on this is issued on November 5th, 2020. The same day that the Department of Transportation put forward their proposal for the new structure, which puts me out of business because they just showed us that they're going to actually fill in the whole area I actually fish. So therefore, I can't fish there no more. And therefore, I can't hold my nets. So, I'm out of business. So this is their response to me. I showed you last night. Thank you for your email, October 8th, because that's the day I found out about it. October 8th, 2020 is the day of the CLC meeting, I believe, or the day before, because I was in another meeting. And I addressed them saying, well, you guys are going to put me out of business. So then, November 5th was sent out. So regarding your concerns about your livelihood due to the placement of the new structure on the Avon River in Windsor, Nova Scotia. Then they said, the Department of Fisheries and Oceans are responsible for fish harvesting operations. Therefore, I would suggest you contact them directly regarding your concerns. So in other words, the province, the provincial structure, which is agriculture, this is the agriculture minister, says basically, fuck off. Well, DFO says to me, authorizations, which is what they have to do for the new structure, authorizations do not provide for direct compensation to fish harvesters. So in other words, I'm fucked. So today, or last night, I wrote transportation because it's their project, and they wrote me back, said we'll get back to you. Now that's the same thing agriculture said to me, they'll probably give me a big fuck off. But, so when the minister goes on tonight, you guys should go look at her little thing on that she just did, standing committee or whatever it was, on the lobster dispute. And go comment and say, wow, you say that you listen to Mi'kmaq science. Well, we have the most extensive Mi'kmaq science study with academics and the commercial fishery in Windsor, Nova Scotia. We have more data collected than any other Mi'kmaq study that I know of existence. And she makes reference to the Mi'kmaq studies. And she talks about respect. She talks about all those other things. She don't fucking respect them. She goes, I've seen them. Yeah, you've seen them, and you just chucked them out the goddamn door. Right? Where's your fiduciary obligation, Minister? That's a question that everybody should look up. What is fiduciary obligation? Go look it up. She has the fiduciary obligation to do what's in best interest of First Nations. Did she do it with her? Fuck no. Where's the honor of the Crown to overturn her whole department? Where's the honor of the Crown to eliminate a fishery just with a snap of the fingers because you want to put a structure somewhere, but you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that, but you decided to do that, knowingly putting fishermen into work. And then say, we're not going to compensate you because we don't do that. Yet everybody else gets compensation, no matter who you are. Right? They disrupt you. Except for fishermen, because we're lower than dirt. That's how our government treats us. She was on there for national television, so everybody thinks she's doing a wonderful job, and everything's just peachy cool. But she doesn't give a shit about fishermen. And she doesn't give a shit about the Mi'kmaq. She gives a shit about her vote. And I want everybody to remember that. The only thing these people care about is their vote. You know? And look at that, there's spit in the chief's face, man. Look at that media release. They don't put out many media releases, KK. Very few, actually. And this one's pretty clear. Damn clear. They had a ministerial order, as I've told y'all, that was guaranteed or told that was going to go through, done by the entire department. And the politicians stepped in with the other politicians and blocked it. There's no honor of the Crown here, and the fiduciary obligation was not done. Section 2.4 of the Fisheries Act was grossly denied. I think it's 34.3 was also. I mean, the minister's out of line here, as she usually is. And she's on there, how she's talking to all the fisheries. She don't talk to all the fisheries. She won't even answer my mail. And in fact, this is the only letter I got back all summer. One saying, fuck you. And that's how it works. That's just how it works. She has no respect. So when you go on there and listen to her talk on TV, well, that's fake fucking news. That's Trump shit right there. That's what that is. That's just like Trump, man. Just fuck it. I'm going to do whatever I want to do, she says. Fuck my fiduciary obligation. Fuck the honor of the crown. And fuck the fishermen, whether you be indigenous or non-indigenous. And that's how our minister rolls. And that's how our politicians roll. Remember that when you go to the polls.
19.
It's bad enough they put a cheese grater in this river.
5.
And they're killing fish. They're allowing all this oil. Still,
21.
here today, as usual.
14.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. It just bubbles the water. My pisser, there's so much oil here that it just bubbles the water. This is your liberal government, your local MP, MLA. This is what they think of your rivers. Then now you get Bernadette Jordan jumping in, blocking the orders from her own department, circumventing the laws of Canada. They're still spilling oil in the river every day, non-stop. It's unbelievable. I don't know when the public's gonna have enough of this shit. But that's the way she is. It's everywhere. I don't know what's enough, eh? When's it enough? That's my question. When's it enough? When's it enough that the haters stop hating and they start doing something? When's it enough? Is that enough for you? How about that? Is that enough for you? Is that enough yet? What? Is that enough, Chuck? Cody? Bernadette? Is that enough?
No tags.
I guess it's enough when your voting public stop supporting the killing of these rivers. I don't know. I don't even know. Is that enough yet? When's it enough? I mean, it's a good question. Fisheries and Oceans made decisions. They said enough's enough in Windsor.
60.
Then the politicians blocked it. Over here, circumvent the laws and made up shit. Put a big wall under the cheese grater in it, killing fish,
5, 6.
allowing the oil to flow into the river. When's it enough? Well, the answer's simple. It's enough when those that vote in left hands, and kings for that matter, stand up and say it's enough. The only way this changes is if you call Chucky, and you call Cody, and you call Bernadette, and you say this is enough. And if you don't care, you don't care. I guess that's the way it works. But if you care, make your phone calls. Say stop dumping oil in the rivers. What are you doing with the halfway river killing fish every day? And why'd you block the order, all of you, in Windsor, Nova Scotia, to pass the fish? It's all part of the Avon system. The whole west side of the Avon River is now blocked off. When's it enough? I don't know. Share this video. People that are hating and all that stuff, it's like, really? This is okay, isn't it? Under what time? 1940 maybe? 50, 60 maybe? I don't even think it was okay then. It was certainly ain't okay in 2020. But call your MP, call your MLA, call your ministers. Well, everybody, Tonight, I just got a release. I just seen a release from the chiefs, from the assembly, and basically, there was one yesterday or the day before from KMKNL, which is the lawyers for 10 of the chiefs. Today, the assembly's 7 chiefs. Put in another release tonight, and apparently Mr. Jordan canceled a meeting with the chiefs at the last minute, which is extremely disrespectful, on the Avon River to explain herself. So she's unwilling to explain herself. She's circumvented her entire department. She's gone against consultation with First Nation. She's putting the commercial fishery out of business in Windsor. She's gone against the NGOs. She's gone against 90% of the people in the EA that want fish passage to be first and foremost in free-flowing water, next on the list, above all else in the environmental assessment. The latest poll was over 80% of people wanted this in the West Hants, random poll done by Oceans North. She's gone against the people, First Nations, her whole department, all the NGOs, and the greater public, and the fisheries, and her mandate, and her department. This should be on every news channel. As you noticed, CTV, CBC haven't touched it. Global was there the other day for the highway shutdown, but only because there was civil disobedience. The other release from KMK wasn't even picked up by the news media. You need to spread this shit far and wide on social media, because the absolute disrespect to those chiefs is only going to heat all other situations in this province. So now, you not only have a lobster problem, you have absolute disrespect to them on a consulted matter, on a river, done in good faith, landmark consultations, and the politicians stepped in and did that too. Minister Jordan, just admitted she never even read the whole Marshall decision the other day. So, you know, you got tensions very high, and all she's doing is feeding the fire. The difference is in Windsor, is you have the commercial fisheries standing side by side with the Mi'kmaq, and side by side with the NGOs, which never happens in most cases, except for with us. So, why isn't the media picking this up, you ask yourself? Well, each and every one of you that watches this should find at least one media outlet to send this to. The send has 2 media releases. I posted one the other day, I posted one tonight. You should send the one to tonight. If you can't find the other one, take 5 minutes of your day, send these and see if you'll get a reply from CBC or CTV. Send it to Global. Send it to Halifax Examiner. Send it to everybody. Send it out to everybody. Get your friends to send it out. Because all she's doing is trying to create tensions between the people. It's terrible. It's terrible government. These politicians are above the law. They're breaking the law. I showed you videos today of them dumping oil in the water on a daily basis. I show them to you all the time. They don't do nothing about it. You go out there and do something wrong, they're gonna fine your ass to the wall. If a fisherman violates something, it takes less than an hour or 2 to fucking fine you and charge you. Then put your name in the paper. Then put cameras on your boat. Put black boxes on you. But these politicians are simply breaking the law in every possible way. They're heating the situation up. It's insane to think why our province is in turmoil. She would piss on those chiefs. It's incredible. I can't even understand the thought process of this Liberal government. It just, they tell you one thing and they tell the world everything's just fine. And then they piss on everybody because they control the media. So until you push that media to start doing this, nothing will change. We need to threaten the vote. That's how you get to these politicians. They don't give a shit about us. They don't give a shit about the chiefs. They don't give a shit about the NGOs. They don't give a shit about the rivers. They don't give a shit about the fish. The laws of Canada. The only thing left they care about is their back pockets and the fucking vote. So get out there and make it loud and make it noisy and get the media running on it and do something about it, man. Unless you just don't care. Then you shouldn't be on my Facebook if you don't care. Because I care. Anyways, I devote my life to this stuff. At least take 5 minutes of your day and jam the shit right to the media. Write your politician. Write Keith Caldwell doing this. Cody Boyce, Chuck Porter, Bernadette Jordan, Premier McNeil, and Prime Minister Trudeau. Get your pens out. Take 5 minutes out of your day. That's what you need to do. Right? And write the opposition. Write them too and ask them for your help. Make it loud, people. Scream.